Hello gamers, welcome to another edition of Tonight on Mage Hammer's Game Table, where tonight I'm continuing my series featuring Danger Devil. It is a fantasy RPG superhero mashup inspired by Tabletop Wanderer, Solo Spelunking, and Sharp Mountain Games. I'm using my own system, Delves and Dangers, the rules-life fantasy role-playing game. If this looks like a game, if you like the way this system ends up playing on screen here, it is a free download what you want, pay what you want download up on itch.io. You can go to the link in the link below. This is a privately printed version of my rules. I do not have actual print version of the rules. It is just a PDF download, but it is there for you. Okay, so in this series, Danger Devil and his former lover, Shaktra, they have been, Shaktra came to Danger Devil for help, and because she has crossed the League of Assassins known as the Shadowfingers, and they do not take kindly to that and have been trying to kill her. So she came to her former lover for help. Now, they have fought off a couple of attacks by the Assassin's Guild, and they have also met up with Ricardo Reed, who is a wizard of some power, who put them onto the shrouded Shaktra for 12 hours with a spell, and has also given them a tip that recently a rival of his, Torvik Mood, had created a amulet of shrouding for a local crime boss known as the King. So they thought about going and asked Torvik Mood about creating an amulet, but that may take months, and she doesn't have months. So their only other option was to try to steal the amulet off of the crime boss, the King. So our episode opens. They went home, got a couple hours of rest, but still needed to get out while there was night. And so now they have made their way back into Hell's Corner, where they know the King has recently been establishing himself as a player in the underworld. And so the scene opens with them on a rooftop across from a tavern in Hell's Corner that Danger Devil knows is populated by the local criminals, and it is open at all hours of the night. So he says to Shaktra, all right, this is the place. We need to get in there. I have a particular person I think will know exactly what we need to know. And so once we get in there, we will grab him and take him up on the rooftops and have a conversation. All right, let's do it. All right, follow my lead. So they just go right in the front door, and as soon as they do, all conversation hushes in the bar. The bartender's like, hey, no trouble. I want no trouble from you, Danger Devil. Get out. I'm not here to cause any trouble. I need to see Weasel. And Weasel's like, you don't need to see Weasel, Devil. We ain't afraid of you. And the thugs line up behind their quote-unquote friend, and Danger Devil's like, I don't want any trouble, fellas. I just need to talk to Weasel. Just want to talk. Yeah, the last time you talked to one of us, they left with a broken face. Well, that's because they didn't talk nice. And who's the lady you got with you? Don't you worry about it. Just know that she's half the man that most of you are. Weasel's like, I can't talk. Shut up, Weasel. We got this. Danger's like, look, if that's the way you want to play it, then we'll play it. Oh, it is. So you either turn around and leave now, or this gets ugly. And so Danger Devil is going to whip one of his fighting sticks at the lead thug. So that is going to be normally he fights with both sticks at the same time. So that would be one less die because he's not fighting with both. He's just whipping one of those sticks at the guy, trying to hit him in the head. All right, so he whips the stick at the guy, and he gets a exploding die. That is 3, 6. He has an armor of 2, so he does 4 damage to the thug. And he's going to use a daring die. Well, I used Shaktra's dice, darn it. He's going to use a daring die to add to that damage, and it knocks the guy cold. And stick hits his head, knocks him cold, hits the ceiling, comes back down. Danger Devil does a flip and catches the stick and lands superhero style. And the boys are like, get him, boys! So these two, we're going to roll initiative. They both get at least 2 successes, so that means that they will be attacking first. Danger Devil goes this way. Shaktra goes this way. Danger Devil attacks with 10 dice. Both fighting sticks this time on one guy. And not a very solid hit, and no exploding dice. So he lands 2 damage on one of those guys. And that's not enough to take him down. The bartender gets down behind his bar. He knows better than to mess with either the thugs or with Danger Devil. Shaktra. She is not using the stabby parts of her sai. She's using the butt ends of her sai. She doesn't necessarily want to kill this guy, just render him unconscious. So she uses, oh man, she doesn't necessarily get a very solid hit in either. All right, she does get 1 exploding dice. So that's 3, 6 minus 2 is 4 damage on that guy. Still up. She's going to use a danger die to take him down, I think. Ugh, not enough. He's floating at 1 stamina. All right, she's not using another daring die for that. All right, so next up is them. So 2 guys move up on Danger Devil. And, yeah, they're pretty strong thugs. I'm going to give them 6 dice each. Oh, wait, I got to delineate. These are what's a... All right. The attacks on Danger Devils. So, 4 successes, 1 exploding die. That's 5. He has a agility resistance of 5. Monks in my campaign world use their agility resistance as their armor, so he's not able to get past his defenses. And the other completely whiffs with just 3 successes. Doesn't even lay a hand on him, a club on him. This one moves up on them, and Weasel goes and hides behind the bar. This is the back of this tavern is up against the back wall. Right now, he wants to see how well his thugs are going to do before he decides to jump through one of these windows. Okay, so there is 2 attacks on Shaktra, and wow, the red die only 1 success, not even close. Look at all those ones. And then, ooh, so the second one may actually have a chance. It's got 5, an exploding die, so hits her for 1 damage. They have been using a healing stone given to them by Danger Devil's one of his former mentors, Therese, a cleric of Tristan, the god of justice. And so they used that in their couple hours of rest before they came here. So Shaktra takes a point of damage. And now it is initiative. Ooh, look at all those exploding dice wasted on initiative. Because you only need 2 successes to be able to go first. All right, so Shaktra is going to attack. She's going to split her attacks. She's going to do 5 on one and 5 on the other, because the one is about to go down. And so she gets 5 successes with exploding die. It's 6 successes. -2 is 4. That's enough to take this guy down. And then she sends 5 dice at the other guy, or another attack, a second psi attack. She can split multiple weapon attacks, and she does 2 damage to him. All right. Then over at Danger Devil, we have 2 attacks. He too is going to split his attacks. He's going to go 5 and 5. First one does a point of damage. Not quite enough to take him down. He is the one that he bruised earlier. Second attack. Woo! Got 2 exploding dice and another exploding die. So that is 2, 4, 6. -2 is 4. So that guy is almost down. So he got a solid hit in on that one. But they're still up and fighting. So there's 1 attack on Shaktra. And that is only 3. Doesn't get through. 2 attacks on Danger Devil. And that is 3 successes. Not enough to get through. And 3 successes. Not enough to get through. All right. So that brings us to initiative. Ooh. So Danger Devil goes first, but Shaktra, Shaktra is completely not going to attack. She attacks after. So Danger Devil once again splits his attacks. 1 fighting stick at one guy with an exploding die. Another exploding die. So that's 3, 6. -2 is enough to take that guy down. And then another 5 dice at another fighting stick at the other guy, and he gets an exploding die, and that is not enough to do anything to him. So his fighting stick gets caught on by that guy's shield, and now now Shaktra that goes after. So the guys attack. One guy, the red die will be the one on Danger Devil. The gray dice will be the one on Shaktra. Danger Devil. Missed Danger Devil. Uh-oh, Shaktra may have taken another hit. Exploding die, yes. So she takes 1 damage because she too has a 5 agility resistance. All right. Now Shaktra gets to attack. Okay. So 3, 6, 9, 10. She sends both psi at her opponent. She gets that many successes and 3 exploding dice. Woo! 3, 6, 9, 11. -2 is 9. That was basically a critical punch. Knocks the guy back into the tables and he goes down. All right. And then initiative. They both go before the thug. The thug gives up and runs out the front door. And Weasel, and then Danger Devil leaps over, lands behind him, fairly high ceiling, lands behind him, and puts a fighting stick up to his throat and says, "I need you to come with me." Okay, look, just don't hit me, just don't hurt me. And Shaktra kind of takes over, and he walks over and plops down a pile of coins. "Sorry for the trouble." And then they go outside. He grabs Weasel and Shaktra and jumps over to the rooftop across the way and says, "All right, Weasel, I need to know where the king is." "What? The king? No, I can't tell you that. If I tell you that, I'm as good as cracked." "Listen, I'm not messing around. And so he flips him over and hangs him. He's holding both of his legs, holding him over the 2-story building they're on top of. Tell me now, or I drop you. No, no, I mean it. You know I mean it. Okay, all right, I'll talk. Okay, all right. He and his gang, they've been hanging out over by the big warehouse. He's pretty much muscled in on that warehouse. That's where he's storing all his stolen goods. Okay, can I go now? Listen to me, Weasel. If your information is not good, I will find you. I know. Look, man, I just want to go have a drink. All right. Well, you just gonna leave me here? Sorry, Weasel. Thanks for the tip. Let's go. And then they jump away to a few more buildings, and they make their way to the hiding place. According to Weasel, of course. All right, let's back here. That's good. Get this. All right. They make their way through the rooftops of Hell's Corner to the warehouse. Danger Devil does his thing. He concentrates for a few moments using his advanced senses to try to figure out the numbers that they are facing. I'll say deal 5. Shouldn't necessarily be a problem. He's got 4 exploding dice. Wow, and this is a 4. So right there, he's got 7 successes. And then if we were to roll the exploding dice, that would turn into 9 successes. He says, okay, we've got 2 guards up front, 2 guards out back, and looks like we've got 3 inside, and then a really massive heartbeat as well. That's got to be the king. Okay. All right. So the plan is this, Chakra. We're not here to defeat him. We just need that amulet, right? Yes. Yes, we do. All right. So if we can get a hold of that amulet, that's our only goal. All right. I think I will go cause a ruckus, and you sneak in, locate the king, and try to steal the amulet off of him. Okay, I guess as good a plan as any. All right, we're just gonna go in the front door. Okay, I trust you. Good. All right, let's go. So they leap over to the rooftop. He drops down. Hey, fellas. And does, he tries to, he's gonna hit one of them very hard. With both his fight. Oh my gosh, look at all those 1s and 2s. I guess he didn't hit him that hard. 1 exploding die, another exploding die. Okay, so that's not too bad. 2, 5, 6, that's enough to do 2 points of damage to the guy. And he is going to use a danger die to add to that damage. And that's enough to knock the guy down. He's knocked out. All right, that's a lot of danger dice this session. That's all right. Daring dice, not danger dice, daring dice. I don't know why I keep doing that. All right, now they're going to roll initiative. All right, Chakra loses initiative, and Danger Devil wins it easily. And so he is going to strike the guy. All right, so he does 5 successes with an exploding die. That's 6. That's enough to do 2 damage to that guy. So, all right. And then that guy strikes back. And he does not get over Danger Devil's defense, his agility distance. And he calls for help. And Shaktra is going to, she made her way over to this side, and she goes and she enters in, and she's going to try to hide. She knows there's 3 guys in there, but she doesn't know their distribution. So she's going to try to hide. And I'm just going to say it's very difficult for her to hide because, let's say DL5, because those guys are looking right at it. She has an agility of 3. I'm going to give her a proficiency because she is a monk. So that ends up being 5 dice. She needs to get 5 successes to be able to successfully evade notice. And she's got 4 right now with an exploding die. Yes, so she is able to slip into the shadows as the men go running towards the door once they hear the man scream. Then we're going to go to initiative. And they both win initiative. These guys know there's a ruckus, so they're going to make their way around on their turn. They're going to come in through the back door and lock the back door. Okay. So Danger Devil is going to strike at the guy in front of him with his fighting sticks. And he gets 2 exploding dice, so that is 6 total successes. And that's just enough to knock the guy down. Shaktra is going to continue to move. Now, since those guys are focused on getting out of there, but they're going to pass very close, I'll say DL5 to remain hidden in the shadows. And, oh, should she use a danger die? She has 2 left, sure. And she makes it. She is successful with the daring die. I know I called it a danger die again. I'm really working on it. I don't know why it's in my brain. All right, so the daring die is successful. She remains hidden. And the 3 guys make their way out to face off against Danger Devil, who is backed up a bit in the street. There's a building right here, so he's got his back up against that building. And from out of the back comes a massive guy wielding a massive mace. What is going on here? So as of right now, she's successfully hiding in the shadows. And we'll see if the king recognizes her later. But that's her mark. These 2 guys are in and close and lock the door in this room, the back door, as they head around to see what's going on. So now we're going to go to initiative. Okay, both Shaktra and Danger Devil go first. So she's going to hold her action. She is actually going to elect to go after the opponents. These 3 guys, so Danger Devil is going to move up on this guy and attack him with both fighting sticks. And he gets 1 exploding die, so that's 2, 4, 6, 7. Minus 2 is 5. And he is going to use his final danger die to take that guy down. Final daring die to take that guy down. Oh, if you're drinking coffee while you're watching this, every time I say danger die, take a sip of coffee. All right, so that's 1 guy down there. These 2 move up on him, and the king steps out. Now, I'm going to see if the king, I'm going to have him make a check to see if he sees if she is there. The king's, I have the king's character sheet here somewhere. I know he has a mind of 3. Are you kidding me right now? I had it right here before I started the session. Did it go on the floor? Oh well. I know he has a 3, and since he is a practiced streetwise person, I'm going to give him his, he needs a 5 to identify her. Okay, he only gets 3. So he is focused on what's going on outside and does not see her as he makes his way past her. Now these 2 guys, these 2 thugs attack Danger Devil. Ah, Danger Devil. And Danger Devil's like, you're the king? All right, 1 guy missed and the other guy missed. So not so distracted that they were able to land a blow. To what do I owe the honor of this visit? Your crime spree is going to come to an end, King. All right, now, Shaktra, she is going to leap up around, hook her sai underneath the amulet, and try to land here. Now, that is a very difficult move. She has one daring die left. She has an agility of 3, and I'm giving her a proficiency die because of her ability. And she needs to get a DL 6. And she only gets 2, so using a daring die would unlikely not do it. So she makes the leap and lands behind him, but misses the amulet. And who is this? Ha 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 ha. And so, well, this is a development. And now it's initiative. Oh my gosh, Danger Devil fails, but Shaktra goes before. So she is going to, she needs that amulet. So she is going to try that again, DL 6. So she needs to get all successes and an exploding die. So she's only got 4 successes. She needs 2. Should she take the risk of throwing out a danger die and hoping that it rolls an exploding die and then also rolls a success? She can't do it. So she's not taking that risk. So she's going to have to sit there and hopefully not take a shot from this guy because he is nasty. The thugs attack Danger Devil. Ooh, they may have actually landed a blow because this guy's got an exploding die. Oh, yep, he does 1 point of damage to Danger Devil. And the other guy just falls short. Now the king, he swipes at her, and I can't believe I cannot find his character sheet. Did I put it over here and then put the things on there? I have his character sheet here. Oh my gosh, I need it. All right. I think he's rolling 12 dice with that big mace. I think I remember when I created his character. I swear I had it here on the table. Oh my gosh. Ah, I found it. Thank goodness. 14 dice with his massive mace against her agility resistance 5. So he swings, and right now has 8 successes, 3 exploding dice, 1 more exploding die. So that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 minus her 5 is 6 damage. Ugh. She feels that one. And she slams up against that wall there, and he closes in. All right. Now, initiative. Woo. So Danger Devil gets an exploding die, so he is going to go before, as is Shaktra. Shaktra is going to try that deal again, try to get that amulet, and only gets 2 successes. She can't, she's staggered or something. She just cannot slip that sai underneath that amulet. Your attacks are ineffectual. Oh, this is gonna be fun. And then Danger Devil, he's going to leap, try to grab the amulet and land as well, because he knows that is their only mission. So he gets 5 dice. He needs to get 6 successes. And right now he's got 4. He only has 1 danger die, and the chances of rolling a a exploding die and then having that turn into a success. I don't know if it's, oh boy. He's not going to do it. He's too much of a risk. But let's see what would have happened. Nope. All right, so he's unable to do that. So the Chakra, she already tried. So the king swipes. Missy, I need this prize. So he leaves combat with her. So she's going to take a hit at him and try to weaken him. He wants Danger Devil. He's been looking forward to this most of his career. So she stabs at him with her sai as he walks away from her. And does some damage. And swings at Danger Devil. I've been waiting a long time to take on the Devil of Northgate. So he has 2 exploding dice. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Minus 5 is 4. Glancing blow. Well, here I am. Here I am. These thugs move up on Chakra to attack her. And one gets 2 exploding dice. Oh my goodness! Actually, he does some damage. 3, 6, 7 does 2 damage to Chakra. And the other attack gets a exploding die and another exploding die, and that's 4, 6. So that also does 1 damage to her. All right. So now we go to initiative. All right, so, Danger Devil's going after. That's not great. Chakra, however, is going before. She's now engaged with these 2 guys, so she's going to try to take one of them down. And she gets an exploding die, so that's 3, 6, 9. Minus 2 is 7. That is enough to take one down. Woo! Takes down a thug. And then the thug attacks her, the remaining thug. And that is not enough to get through her defense. And then the king swipes again at Danger Devil, who's doing his best to try to avoid this massive mace. Exploding die. That is 3, 6, 9, 10. Minus 5 is 5 more damage. Danger Devil's getting tired, exhausted, dancing around, taking glancing blows from this huge mace that the king is wielding. He's kind of dancing around, trying to avoid him. And now he gets to strike back, but he is going to try to grab the amulet. Oh my gosh. No, he is unable to do so. This is not working well for them. Okay, initiative. Chakra's going after, but Danger Devil's going before. He's going to try to grab the amulet. Okay, so he has an exploding die. That's 4. He needs a 6. That is not going to make it. Not going to make it. All right, so I think Chakra lost initiative, so she's going to get attacked and is missed. The king is going to attack Danger Devil. He's laughing the whole way. That was a success. And he got 1 exploding die. So 3, 6, 9, 11. Minus 5 is 6. Danger Devil is going to use his last. No, he needs to keep that together to try to grab this amulet. Gotta get this amulet. That's the whole point. And then I can't remember. I think she lost initiative, so she's gonna attack this guy in front of her. And she gets 5, 6, 7, 8 successes, and he has armor 2, so that is enough to take him down. And so I'm not going out there. Me either. No way. We got to guard the back door. That's what the boss said. We got to guard the back door. Yeah. All right. And so that is now initiative. Danger Devil's bleeding. He's taken quite a few hits. They both get initiative. All right. So here's what's going to happen. Shaktra is going to... Danger Devil is going to distract him with an attack. And that will give, I'll allow that to give an extra 2 dice to Shaktra to try to grab the amulet. So he's going to do a full-on attack with both his fighting sticks. And he gets 1 exploding die, 3, 6, 8. Off of his armor is 5, so he takes 5 damage. And that will give Shaktra, will do a leap by, try to slip her sai underneath the amulet and land. All right, so she normally gets 5 dice, but that's going to give an additional 2 thanks to the distraction of Danger Devil. This is not meant to be. Only 4 successes. Oh. So she misses. And the king is laughing. I don't know why you're dancing around, but this is as much fun as I've had in a long time. So he swings at Danger Devil, and that is not going to be good. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 2 exploding dice. 11 minus 5 is 6. He's going to have to use his danger die to reduce that damage. So down to 1. But he is out of danger dice. So he has that many stamina left. And out of danger dice. Daring dice. Man, sip that coffee. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's wrong with me. Danger dice doesn't even make sense. It's coming down to it. Shaktra does not go before, but Danger Devil does. Danger Devil's going to use his boots of jumping to leap onto a rooftop. He just can't take another one of those hits. The king knows that she's there, but is focused on him. And he gets to the building and says, "Come on down and play, devil." Shaktra Shaktra. She can't move enough and get up and attack this round. So she's going to move up and she's going to activate the healing stone that Therese gave them. And guess that's it. Initiative. My gosh. Danger Devil does not go before the king, but Shaktra does. Shaktra tries to get his attention. She moves up and attacks. I'll give her 2 more dice because she's attacking from behind. Wow, that is a lot of exploding dice. That is 4 exploding dice. And that is 3, 6, 9, 12 successes, which is 9 damage. That hurt. And so he is going to swing around his mace at her. And gets that many successes with an exploding die and does no damage there, or no more successes. So 3, 6, 9, 10 minus 5 is 5 damage. Danger Devil is going to she has the healing stone. So he is going to leap down and jump on his back. So we're going to make that a DL3, well, 4. We'll make it a DL4. And he gets it with 4 successes. And he jumps onto his back. And the next round, he's going to attempt to grab the amulet. And now she strikes at him, at the king. And so that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 successes. That's 5 more damage. Our initiative. This initiative is pretty big. This initiative is pretty big. So Danger Devil makes initiative. She does not. So because he is now around it and around his neck, I'm going to give him a DL3 to grab the amulet, and he gets it. So he gets 4 successes. So he gets the amulet off of his neck and jumps up onto the top of the roof. He is distracted by that and starts climbing the wall. Shaktra takes a free attack before she gets her actual attack. 3, 6, 8, 5 more damage. And then she runs away. And then he leaps and she runs and makes her way into the streets, and they meet up back again at his dwelling. But the king is like, steal from me, devil. I will find you and I will ruin you and I will kill you. And that's where we're going to end this episode. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. That was a bit intense. So thank you so much for watching, and find out what happens in the next episode. And until next time, keep on rolling dice and playing games. Mage Hammer out.